Hi guys, this is GBPUSD and I want to short this pair because I have a beautiful setup. If everything been equal, that means if my setup play out, I'm going to place a trade. But right now we are at the London launch hour, which I don't think is good for us to trade. I'll be placing my trade during New York session. But before then, let's look at this 1 hour. Now here on the 1 hour, we see price has been retracing and we see price coming into this fair value gap, and then price is respecting this fair value gap. If you look at it, we see this low was taken out and then price came back into this particular range. So I'm expecting price to be bearish, but right now we see the 1 hour time frame has sweep liquidity above this high, and this is in line with model I'm trading because I see price sweeping this high and closing inside the range. All I need to do is for me to wait for the candle closure, this current 1 hour candle to close, and then I can go back to my 5 minutes and look for change in the state of delivery. And already I have my change in the state of delivery, but I'm waiting for the 1 hour candle to close for me to place a trade. And which means that if this 1 hour closes, the appearance of the next 1 hour will be in New York kill zone. That means I can take my trade at the next 1 hour. So this is what I'm seeing on GBPUSD. And also, if you check what the dollar is doing, the dollar is giving us an SMT divergence. Here we see that price has failed to take the previous day low. And here I have this range because this is the previous range and price came back into the mid threshold, because if I take this thing back into this chart, you'll see that this is the previous range, daily range, and price entered into the discount level of the range, and I'm expecting price to take out this high. So removing this back to this side, you will see that we are likely to have our change in the state of delivery, which is market structure shift here. And this makes this SMT divergence with the GBPUSD valid. So I'm expecting price to be bullish. So let's go back to our GBPUSD and wait for the 1 hour candle closure. So the 1 hour candle that rejects at the high of this candle has closed within the range of this candle, and we have a candle engulfing pattern. So here we see price has closed below this low. So what are we expecting? We're expecting price to retrace into this level, and then we can take our trade at this level. However, we have this change in the state of delivery that is yet to happen at this level. So we can wait for price to take this candle open close below it before we take our trade, or we can take an aggressive entry once price retraces at this level. So when we come to the 5 minutes time frame, we will see that we have this change in the state of delivery on the 5 minutes time frame. So we're expecting price to come and have a retest of this change in the state of delivery for us to take a trade. Now we can also look at for swing highs and fair value gaps in this range. And if you look at it, if you put a Fibonacci from this high to this low, you'll see that you have a discount at this level. So the change in the state of delivery is a discount, but we want to sell at premium. And the first line of defense of this trade is this fair value gap. I want to see price violating this fair value gap, as well as taking out this high resistance liquidity low from Asian session. So I want to see price taking out this fair value gap. So we want to see price coming into the main threshold of this, or coming to the change in the state of delivery. And also we have a breaker block at this level. So price will come and retest the breaker block for our trade. And also price will reverse to this breaker block and will change in the state of delivery at the kill zone, because when we open our key zone, we'll see that price is yet to have our key zone. So we are waiting for price to come into this level for it to take our trade. So we're going to take this trade live and see how it turns out. So like I've said, we are already at the New York key zone, because this is the marked New York key zone and this is the London key zone. Now what I want to see on the 5 minutes, I want to see price, like I said, coming into the breaker block. And if price is not going to come into the breaker block, I want to see price creating a high resistance liquidity run. That is, I want to see price creating some kind of M pattern on the 5 minutes on this leg. So I want to see price taking out swing highs on the 5 minutes and also respecting those swing highs after it has been taken. That is turtle soup. We want to see a turtle soup entry at the 5 minutes. So I'm looking at this high. If this high gives us a turtle soup, I'm going to take my entry. That will give me an early entry inside the New York level. So already we're seeing some level of consolidation, because here is also a level of consolidation and we see price consolidating. Now we want to see price creating some kind of a manipulation into this range for us to sell. And we also have news that is coming up in the next 1 hour, and I want to see price facilitating the bearish movement in line with my direction. So this is what I want to see price doing. Yeah, I want to see price coming into this level. And also this high should serve our total soup for us to take a sell trade. So when we sell this trade, we'll be expecting price to come into this level. Yeah, so this is what I'm expecting, guys. So now we see price going to a point of interest, and price is likely to come into the breaker block, and as well as this change in the state of delivery. So when price comes here, execute trade, hoping that price will sell. So I'm going to have my trade once it hit the change in the state of delivery. So I have it hit the change in the state of delivery. So I've placed my trade and I'll put my stop loss above this high. I'll put my stop loss above this high. Then my TP will be below this low here. So this is what I have. So let's watch and see how price is gonna go to our TP. If you have missed this entry at this level, at this breaker block, now you can have your re-entry at this change in the state of delivery here. So we have this up close candle that entered into the breaker block. So you have another change in the state of delivery. So your entry can be here. So you can have a re-entry and your stop loss should be above this high. So what you need to do is to have the trade at this level, and then your stop loss should be above this high. Then also we have this fair value gap as our inverted fair value gap. Instead of fair value gap, that has become IFVG, which is inverted fair value gap. We expect this fair value gap to hold the price for bearish continuation.